Lucky Cannon, or James, I think, Lucky Cannon. Thankfully that he has a first name. I thought they were actually going to leave it with the first name of just Lucky, but he does have a first name. It showed in the bottom when they introduced him last night on Next. I gotta admit, I don't know a whole lot about this guy. I don't have much of him from FCW. I haven't seen a whole lot of his in-ring stuff, so I have to kind of wait and see with him. He seems like an okay guy, but he seems like he's more or less one of those guys that's going to come in and he's just going to fade out just as quickly as he arrives. I hope I'm wrong, of course, for his sake, and I hope he becomes a star, but right now I got to say he's one of those people, since I don't know a whole lot about him, and I haven't been impressed by his little interactions and little stuff that he has said so far. I see him as one of those guys who's going to be eliminated and probably won't be around on the roster for too long. Eli Cottonwood, who I already said is a guy who shouldn't even be on this competition. He's a big, huge guy. He reminds you a lot in terms of his size and all to guys like Glenn Jacobs-Kane, and even more so someone like Festus, Luke Gallows. And I think they should have been bringing him into something else altogether. I don't know what necessarily. I'm trying to think of something in my head what he could have probably done is some kind of weird, stupid gimmick. He even looks like they could have made him, and this is stupid, but if you want to go stupid gimmick-wise, just for me, he strikes me as like Amish or Children of the Corn-esque. I don't know why. Stupid thing I thought of the other night, but you could see him with the, like in roadkill style outfit and all that, but being that huge of a monster and being like this, you know, they could have, it would have been dumb, but I could have seen it somewhere along those lines. Who knows? He could have even been the guy who attacked Undertaker and made him unconscious, so you would have had a feud for Eli Cottonwood to come in and been a feud with Undertaker right away, like Taker has introduced so many other monsters into the WWE. Michael McGillicuddy, a.k.a. The son of Mr. Perfect, Joe Henning. Now, I've seen a lot of this stuff so far in FCW and been very, very impressed in his in-ring work. He unfortunately doesn't have this huge size, which is something that Perfect didn't have either, and neither did his grandfather, Larry the Axe Henning. They weren't huge guys, but Larry the Axe was a pretty beast guy, and Perfect had a decent amount of size to him. But if he can cut a promo, which I haven't heard a whole lot yet, he has some decent okay stuff from what I've heard mic skill-wise, but I don't know if he's going to have that full charisma that Perfect had, and he's going to be a while before he has the in-ring capability. However, he's going to be very good in this competition. He's the guy to look out for. I see him making it far. He could be the runner-up, and he's going to be on the roster for a while after this, I see. It's too bad for him he's not already on the main roster. It's too bad that Brett DiBiase got hurt, so they weren't going to do that gimmick with Ted DiBiase Jr., Brett DiBiase, and Joe Henning that they were originally going to do. But he's going to stick around. Michael McGillicuddy, you're going to be seeing a while. Hopefully, eventually, though, they drop that name. And even if it's Michael Henning or something else, go to the Henning name. That's where your money's going to be made. But I don't... With the whole thing, explain real quick. My whole thing about it is, if you want to establish him as his own guy, which I have no problem with, you want to establish him as his own talent without the third-generation stigma on him, that's cool and that's fine, and I would have been okay with that. However, they name him Michael McGillicuddy, and yet they're still bringing him out as a third-generation star and still telling us where he comes from, that his grandfather was Larry the Axe and that his father's Mr. Perfect. So why name him Michael McGillicuddy? That's the part I'm lost on. Other than it's a name the WWE could copyright, but you could have, I don't know. They could have come up with some other name. It could have been something else Henning that they could copyright maybe. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see what happens with that. Percy Watson, he's teamed up with MVP. He has a lot of in-ring charisma. He's decent in-ring. Not fantastic. He probably has a long way to go. But can his charisma and the goofiness take him far? Or is it just going to end up eventually just leading to his downfall, being a one-trick pony, and will he actually be able to succeed? He's probably going to be around the competition for a few weeks. I don't know when they're going to start eliminations, of course. So I still want to see some more from him in-ring. Who knows, he could really impress me, and he could be a guy who could be around for a long time. But comedy only gets you so far, especially when it comes to WWE. Not everyone's going to get as lucky to be like Santino Marella has been, being the comedy gimmick, and being able to stay on TV for months and months. Last but not least is Titus O'Neil, who I have, like I've already said, it seems like the odd guy out. He seems like the lowest of the low as far as if you rank them all. Big guy, strong guy, looks like, right now WWE already has, the same type of thing going when you already have Ezekiel Jackson, who hasn't been on TV for a while, I know, but it seems like he's that same type of persona. I'm gonna have to wait and see with him. I don't know how he is fully on the mic, but it just seems like, especially when they're teaming up with Zack Ryder, who I love, but is definitely the lowest as far as the pros go, it just seems like they're already pushing to kind of get him out of the competition earlier, quicker than some of the other guys. So anyway, that's my thoughts and opinions on NXT. I didn't get a chance to watch Superstars yet, which I am a huge fan of. If you want to see some decent wrestling, watch WWE Superstars every week. I was a huge fan of WWE Sunday Night Heat and Velocity back when they aired. I still enjoy those types of programming, and you actually get to see some wrestling. You get to see some wrestlers who don't get a whole lot of TV time go in the ring and actually get 10-15 minutes to tell a story in ring. It's something we don't always get to see, especially on Raw. So check out Superstars if you haven't already watched it before. It's definitely a good show to check out each and every week. So anyway, I'll be back probably next week with a look at next week. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and hope you enjoyed.